In the gritty underbelly of 1990s Edmonton, Alberta, a city of stark concrete towers, neon-lit bars, and shadowed alleys where loneliness lurks like fog, a group of disillusioned 20-somethings grapples with the elusive pursuits of love, identity, and meaning. At the epicenter is David McMillan, a charismatic yet jaded gay man in his 30s. Once a promising child actor on a kitschy Canadian TV show called The Beavertons. Now reduced to waiting tables at a trendy restaurant, David embodies urban cynicism, promiscuous one-night stands in dimly lit clubs, a sharp wit that masks his emotional voids, and a lingering regret over abandoned dreams. Sharing his cramped apartment is Candy, his bookish ex-girlfriend turned platonic roommate. A straight woman navigating her own romantic disillusionments as a freelance book reviewer. Their history is tangled. Candy once loved David deeply, but his coming out shattered that illusion, leaving them in a codependent limbo of friendship laced with unresolved tension. The narrative unfolds as a dark comedy of errors, interweaving the messy lives of their eclectic circle amid the chilling backdrop of a serial killer preying on single women. The murderer strikes methodically, claiming victims in parks and side streets, their bodies discovered with earrings missing as macabre trophies. News reports flicker on TVS, heightening the paranoia that seeps into every conversation, turning casual hookups into potential dangers and forcing characters to confront their vulnerabilities. David's orbit includes Bernie, his brooding childhood friend, a buttoned-up civil servant with a misogynistic streak and a penchant for sharing disturbingly vivid tales of violence. Bernie, nursing beers at dive bars, hints at darker impulses, his eyes glazing over with unspoken rage. Then there's Benita, enigmatic young dominatrix who moonlights as a psychic, reading tarot cards and fulfilling masochistic fantasies for wealthy clients. With her goth aesthetic and intuitive insights, Benita serves as the group's quirky oracle, dispensing advice laced with supernatural flair while hiding her own scars from a troubled past. Enter Kane, a wide-eyed teenage busboy at David's restaurant, who idolizes his suave co-worker. Kane, questioning his own sexuality, approaches David with awkward admiration, sparking a tentative mentorship that evolves into flirtation. David, flattered yet wary, introduces Kane to the gay nightlife scene, thumping bass at underground clubs, stolen kisses in backrooms, but grapples with the ethics of influencing the naive youth. Meanwhile, Candy embarks on her own experimental odyssey. Bored with conventional dating, she accepts advances from Robert, a smooth-talking bartender with a roguish charm, their encounters passionate but superficial. Simultaneously, Jerry, a forthright lesbian schoolteacher with a no-nonsense demeanor, pursues Candy aggressively after meeting her at a gym. Jerry's bold seduction awakens Candy's curiosity, leading to a tentative same-sex affair that challenges her straight identity and stirs jealousy in Robert. As relationships fracture and reform, the film pulses with raw, explicit dialogues about sex, fidelity, and self-discovery. Parties turn into confessionals. David and Bernie reminisce about youthful exploits, revealing Bernie's simmering resentment toward women. Benita hosts a seance-like gathering where fortunes foretell heartbreak. Candy confides in David about her bisexual explorations, their banter a mix of support and sarcasm. Sexual encounters are portrayed with unflinching candor, steamy, awkward, and often unfulfilling, mirroring the era's AIDS anxiety and shifting social norms. Amid the laughter and lust, the killer's shadow looms larger. Victims' descriptions echo eerily close to the group's acquaintances, prompting suspicion. Is Bernie the culprit, his alibis increasingly flimsy? Or is it a red herring, amplifying the character's internal demons? Tensions crescendo at a raucous Halloween party, where costumes blur realities. David as a vampire, Candy as a flapper, Kane as a shy explorer. Revelations erupt, betrayals confessed, affections declared. Candy chooses neither Robert nor Jerry, embracing solitude. Kane confronts his feelings, sharing a poignant moment with David. Bernie, cornered by mounting evidence, unravels in a climactic confrontation, his facade cracking to expose the serial killer's identity. In a twist blending horror and pathos, Bernie's motivations stem from profound rejection and rage, humanizing the monster without excusing him. The police close in, but not before a final scare that forces David and Candy to reaffirm their bond. The film culminates in quiet reflection. David auditions for a role, reclaiming his passion. Candy pens a review with newfound clarity. Bonita vanishes into mystery. Kane steps into self-acceptance. Against Edmonton's wintry expanse, they find fragile connections, not perfect love, but human remains of empathy and resilience. Directed by Arcand, this adaptation of Brad Fraser's play masterfully balances mordant humor with thriller elements, exploring queer and straight dynamics in a pre-internet age of uncertainty, where desire can heal or destroy.